formed one club, and what did we do? We're just calling people to, you don't need to pay a lot of money, just a small amount of money. But we had like games, table tennis, snooker, board games. Then we had a venue that had like a swimming pool, so if you want to swim, if you want to do any type of game, PS, all of that stuff. Pay a little amount once every month. Come in, everybody come together, good music, karaoke, all of that stuff. So I put all of that stuff together, and every month I was doing it. So in Unilag, it became a thing. People knew I used to organize events, that you don't need to be on the cool boys list before you join. Now, what that led to was my journey into being a staff of GT, because along after a few years, a friend of mine that we used to organize this thing together, I started working in GT. He left a year before me. I started working in GT, and he was in the HR department. And the corporate comms department, they needed someone to come and head their events team. Okay? I was still in school, fresh graduate. I was doing my NYSC, and he said, Jide, they need somebody, and I know you organize events. I know you've been doing all these things around in school. Would you like to apply for this job so that after NYSC, at least you get in? And that was how I started working in GT. I wrote the test, I passed, I joined, and I joined the corporate comms team, but I was in charge of the events for GT Bank. Now, that's where we want to start our presentation. Your journey now, you never know where it will take you to. Now, you might be here in the midst of several boys thinking, oh, what are we doing here? I mean, it's a nice space to talk, interact, try to gain a lot of things. But think about your journey now. Think about what you're currently doing. Think about the fact that what you are learning, what you are picking from these sessions, what you are picking when you get back to school, when you are at home, within your environment, within your community of friends and buddies. What are the things that you love doing? What are the things that you are passionate about? But even beyond your passion, what are the things that you can easily do that won't take so much from you, like it's almost effortless, but you start to find joy in doing it? Even if it's helping your parents, helping someone, all right, that is in need, going out or doing community service, whatever it is that you can find yourself doing. Never get to the point where it's all about games, vibes, and all. Have a session or a time where you are also giving back, or you are doing something that is helping you to develop yourself, develop your talent, helping you to feel a sense of, you know what, beyond school, at least I'm helping the society one way or the other. Okay, so that's my introduction. Let's talk about the currency of reputation. Now, when we're talking about reputation, okay, there's a lot you can learn about reputation. Now, for me, my reputation was the fact that I was organizing events in Unilag. And from organizing events in Unilag, I started organizing an event for the bank. Now, from organizing events from the bank on a very basic level, we started thinking, you know what, guys, next slide. How do we switch from just the regular events that we used to do? How can we now start making that brand a very solid brand that people will start to know about? All right? And so when we're in GT, we started thinking, okay, let's come up with something nice. Let's come up with something big. Let's come up with something grand. Let's come up with something that is national, not just all these things that we do in small corners. When so many of my guys, we started having that conversation, and that was the idea behind Food and Drink. We looked at our SME base and we said, you know what do people really like to do in Nigeria? All right? What's the common denominator for everybody? Food. We said, okay, what's another common denominator? Clothing. Do you get? And what's the thing that brings young people together? What's the thing that we can use to connect people in a way that, you know what, it starts as a trend and then it's something that we can run continuously? Okay? So, my reputation from Unilag, all right, was what I had. But guess what? The discussion in GT Bank, I wasn't even present. Now, you can earn a reputation that when people are talking about you in the room, you don't have to be there, but your reputation is already talking for you. Do you understand? That's what you should be thinking about. Even if I'm not there, even if I'm not present, would what I am currently doing, all right, resonate in someone's mind that if they are in a setting and there's an opportunity, my name is being mentioned? So, think about it this way. You must build such a repertoire of activities, influence, things that people can depend on you on, all right? So that when there's a problem to be solved, you become the problem solver. Because everybody in this room, there's a problem you can solve. Everybody in this room. There's an opportunity for everybody in this room. Okay? Even when you feel like, really, what am I thinking I can solve? I didn't plan to be doing events with GT Bank. I was just doing it casually. I never even thought I would work in a bank. Today I've done over 20 years in a bank. From not even thinking or knowing that I was going to work in a bank. So the first thing is this. Your reputation is what enters the room before you do. And what remains after you leave. I left GT Bank over 5 years ago. Because some people still come here and say, please, can I get a stand at the GT Bank food and drink fair? I said, I left 5 years ago. Some people still call me and say, okay, please, can you help me organize something as similar to Fashion Weekend? I said, I left 5 years ago. Now, I consult for some companies on a private level, even though I still work in another bank. But guess what? Those things that we did then, all right, they are still standing today. And it's not just me and a couple of guys. But those things we did then, they're still standing today. Then I moved from GT Bank to EcoBank. And I left EcoBank 2 years ago. In EcoBank, also, we're like, GT has a brand, is big, they've done food and drink, they've done fashion, they've done all these things. But we're looking for, EcoBank didn't have that kind of brand visibility. So when I got it, I said, you know what? Sometimes people don't really understand that they have so much value. And I tell people something easily every time. The truth of the matter is this. Any space you are, all right, you must be able to determine what's hidden in that space. And that is where your own value will come in. Okay? Experience is important. So everything you are doing now, you are gathering experience. Now, from the experience that you are gathering, any space that you find yourself in, think about what's that thing that is missing in this space. Because every space, even when the space looks like they are solid, established, they have everything going on, there's still something that is missing in that space. Your experience and the fact that you are constantly thinking of what do we do to change this place, and the fact that you want to leave a mark in that space will let you find out the potential in that environment that you can tap in. Because there is opportunity everywhere around you. Now, some people say, it's not, I don't know, people complain about a lot of things. But the truth is, what you're complaining about is an opportunity for somebody else. So, before I joined EcoBank, there are so many people that were heading the marketing team or whatever, okay? But I say, you know what, these guys are a Pan-African bank. Now, what does it mean to be a Pan-African bank? I can tell so many people, oh, I'm Pan-African. But what does it mean to be a Pan-African bank to the Nigerian, to the trader? What does that mean? How is that relevant to them? And so we say, what can we create that is not a replica of food and drink or fashion or any of those things? What can we create that is a replica of a brand identity, all right, that is attached to the organization? So what is Pan-African? We started thinking, okay, culture, Nigerian, African. We started thinking, okay, what can we do that will make it authentic to us? Do you get? And then we started thinking, okay, if we do fashion, people will say we are copying GT. So we said we will do fashion. And an opportunity came, we had to sponsor an Adire event in Abeokuta. I said, you know what? Adire, how many countries, all right, are attached to Adire? Only Nigeria, predominantly. And that was the opportunity. Now, people go for that event. It seems very casual. Is Adire, but we know what we are telling. We are telling a story of history, culture, authenticity. We are selling the Nigerian brand. Okay? But guess what? You have created a unique brand positioning for yourself. Because you are not copying, but you are being unique. Okay? And so that's how we started Adire. And it can happen even in your university. You can think about it. What's happening in my department, in my unit, that I can use to change how people see that unit or that department in the overall school environment. So you need to constantly be thinking like that, okay? Then I moved to Bank of Industry. Bank of Industry, we tell a lot of stories. We might not be doing things like fashion or food or any of those things. Now, because we are a national institution, we need to talk about impact. What's the impact of the funding or financing that we are doing to businesses? And if you go on our Instagram page, you see a lot of the things that we are doing for a lot of organizations and companies. Now, the combination of all of these things, all right, built a reputation for me as an individual, for the fact that I'm able to enter into a space, change what the space looks like, and one day they called me and said, we want you to be the president of the Association of Corporate Communications and Marketing Professionals in Banks. That means you are the one leading all the heads of comms in banks. You know why? Because you've already built something that speaks to who you really are. Now, people will not trust you if they don't think you can deliver. Next slide. People will not give you that amount of responsibility if they don't think that you can add value. So in everything that you are doing, you can be gifted, you can be talented, okay? But all of that is not enough if you cannot create value. See, a lot of people have brilliant ideas, but if your idea is not going to change an environment, it's not going to change a space, it's not going to change people's lives, it means nothing. So, when we're thinking of, how do we elevate the GT Bank brand? It could have been so many things, but if we're not empowering our customers, if we're not getting people excited about what we're doing, then we've not created value. Then, in EcoBank, what things we're doing, we say, you know what, we want EcoBank to not just be about the lifestyle of Adire and all of that stuff. We want to make sure that everybody that comes there comes and have a great shopping experience. I'll tell you something. A lot of the people that come for that event, the amount of money that they make in 3 or 4 days is more than the amount of money they make in 3 or 4 months. That's value. Because it will be a waste of time if we gather people together, call them from their different spaces, bring people to just come and see them, and it's all fun fair, it's all fanciful, but there's no value to them. So there's a value exchange in the fact that I go there and I'm seeing culture, I'm seeing art, I'm seeing things that make me think about, how do I now start moving into this type of trade and business? But the person that is exhibiting is thinking of the amount of money that they are making, the amount of business connection that they are making, and the fact that their business is expanding. So in everything that you are doing, you have to think value. What is the end result? Okay? What's the end result? Also, please do not waste your time on any venture that does not produce results. Because a lot of times we can get involved into the routine of activities. You know, sometimes you can be doing a lot of activities, but there's no productivity. You are just running the thing because you are excited about it. Be careful not to get so excited that you get carried away from adding value. And value can be in many forms. Value can be in the fact that you are able to change a simple thing. Value can be in the fact that you're able to change people's mindset. Okay? Now, your talent is good, but it's not enough. Character is also important, but it's not enough. Visibility is great. And if I wasn't visible, I won't be the president of Bootcamp today. Consistency is key. And I'm telling you all the things that help you to create influence and value. The combination of all these things allow you. So have great talent, have good ideas, but if you have bad character, or you are not able to show up, or you are not consistent, people they can't trust you, they just feel like you are volatile, it means nothing to them. So you have to look at all of these things. Now, even if I have the first 3 and I'm not consistent, it means nothing. Now, I'll tell you something. You guys edit it or whatever. The way I am today, and I'm just trying to stir you up so that you guys will start thinking, okay? And you need to start thinking the next 10 years. Okay, that's fine. It's okay. You need to start thinking the next 10 years. You need to start thinking the next 15 years. You need to start thinking the next 20 years. Listen to me, okay? Now, I worked in GT for about 14 years. I worked in EcoBank for about 3 years. I'm in BOY now, about 2 years. The truth of the matter is this. I still get calls for people saying, would you like to work for us as the head of comms for a particular organization? And the reason is this: you entered one space, you made a name, you created value, and you moved to the next space. So even if it was a fluke or it was accidental, when you entered into the next space, you were able to create the same value, you were able to attract value, and you were able to leave a mark. That's not a fluke. Do you get me? That's consistency. The ability to be able to repeat things and achieve results on a consistent basis, so that it's not like, oh, he did it because the environment was good. It's not because the environment was good, and it's not because you had good talent. It's because you have mastered the art of being able to excel and master the art of being able to add value. And that's why I said, in every environment that you find yourself, there's always something. There's always an opportunity for you. That opportunity is what you need to tap into, because you never can tell what your next 5 years, your next 10 years, your next 15 years opportunity is going to be. All right? Next slide, please. So, value, very important. And I listed a couple of things. So now what makes the world pay attention to you? And it's very important because you need to start thinking about it. Okay, even if I'm in my work environment or even within the space that I am operating in, how will people pay attention to the things that I'm doing? Okay, I said value initially. I've spoken about credibility. I've spoken about consistency. All right, all the things that we've done in the past. Now, people trust what repeatedly delivers value. If I do it once, they will clap for me. If I do it a second time, they will recognize me. If I do it a third time, they will reckon with me. Next slide. So you have to find a way that, you know what, beyond the fact that you are trying to build your organization, build the brand, you're also trying to make sure that even you yourself, all right, you are being built within the system, within the organization. I tell you, when we started Adire, okay, unknown to us, okay, we didn't know that one day ex-president is going to come and visit us, almost without invitation, because he had heard about the things that we were doing. And this is this year, long after I've gone. And then we have him, and then we've had several people come for a lot of these events. Okay? Now, listen to me. It's very important when you want to build a brand. Okay? Attention is cheap. So a lot of people will do loud noise, make a lot of noise, advertisement, talk about this, talk about themselves. All right? But it's not about that noise. It's about the fact that you must earn respect from everything that you are doing. Do you know, you see, and respect is not by age. I hope you know that. Respect has absolutely nothing to do with age. I know people that, in fact, there are some people in my team today, they're in their 20s, but I depend heavily on them. Heavily on them. Why? Because I trust their judgment. I trust their thinking pattern. In fact, a lot of the things that we've had to do, when we did food and drink and all those things, I was still young, relatively. But it's not about the fact that you are old. It's about the fact that you are able to constantly think, how do we change this environment? How do we change this space? How do we make things better? All right? Now, choose credibility over popularity. There are some popular people now that, when you think about some quote-unquote influencers, some are popular, but there's no real value that they add to you. Do you understand? So I can have 10 million followers, but the 10 million followers, there's nothing that they do to you positively. So it's not about the numbers. It's not about the noise that you are making. Okay? See, I don't mind having 100 followers, but those 100 followers, I'm able to engage with them, I'm able to derive value from them, and they're able to derive value from me. So don't chase cloud. Okay? Chase influence, chase or produce value, and earn respect. Because the respect that you earn is what will open doors for you in the future. I know some people in the environment that I work in. I work with a DFI, that is a government-owned institution. I see some people in their 30s, they are MDs of banks, they are MDs of organizations. All right? So it's not about the age, it's about what you're able to produce. Do you understand? You must be a productive person. You know what I tell my team members? If every day you wake up and there's nothing you have to produce, there's a problem with you. If you wake up every day and you don't have a problem to solve, whether that problem is personal, whether it is corporate, if there's no problem for you to solve, there's a problem. So you cannot sleep, wake up, and there's no challenge. You cannot sleep, wake up, and today there's nothing to do. Monday to Sunday, you must constantly be thinking, what is the thing that I have to resolve or solve or sort out today that is adding value to your life or to the organization? Next slide, please. So it's not just about the attention, it's about respect. I can come in here now, wear my white shirt and my tie, try to look good, but everything I'm saying has no meaning to you. So even me today, I'm already thinking, if I'm going to talk to young men, that in the next 5, 10, 15 years, I want them to see themselves in that high position. What would I say to them? I could have come without a slide. I could have come unprepared. But guess what? If I come here and I leave you with nothing, I have failed and I've wasted my time in this place. And that's the kind of mindset you should have. If I'm in any space and I'm not gaining or I'm not also adding value, then you have just wasted your time. So I want to beg you, please, every moment that you have here, every session that you have here, ensure that you are not wasting your time. I hate to be in an environment where my time is being wasted. I hate it. If I'm in an environment where it doesn't feel like it is working, I don't like being in that environment. So you will have to become so restless that even if the environment is not changing, you change the environment. Find a way to change that environment. Your reputation is your real currency. People invest in people that they trust. Have you seen those fintechs that they put in money in their companies? Heavy amounts of money in their companies. Why do you think they do that? Because they trust them. I was talking to somebody recently and he said, he was just talking to one or two people about his business venture and all of that stuff, and before you know it, somebody heard what he was saying and then he did a demo. They flew him to Switzerland. By the time they finished the conversation in Switzerland, they had written a check of $10 million for him. They never knew him. Never knew him. Never knew him. If you can build trust based on experience, value produced, results seen, people trust you. People will be able to invest in you. Today, there are some people that if they say something to you, you say, you know what, don't worry, I'll come back to you. You know you never come back to them. Now, there are some things that when you say to some people, you are convinced that they won't answer. Do you understand? Because if you start telling me something, I'll just be listening to you. I can tell if you are making sense or not. I can tell if you know what you are doing or not. I can tell if you know where you are going or not. Simply by the conversation that I'm having with you. But if I have a conversation with you and I say, you know what? I came and I didn't introduce my name. I only told you the things that I've done, right? Now, if I go and meet somebody and I say, you know what? I want to work in your organization. This is what I've done, this is what I've done, this is what I've done. If I work in this organization, I've studied the organization, I can tell you the 5 things that I'll do in your organization that will change the complete brand perception of your organization. Trust me, they'll give me the job. I'm telling you confidently. Why? Because trust has been built. Trust has been built from doing little errands, to organizing little events, to organizing big events, to now adding value, to now creating a brand perception, to now doing it in not just one organization, but 2, 3. Do you understand what I'm saying? Reputation opens doors that talents alone cannot. So you see a lot of people, and I give this example loosely. Most times, a lot of people that work back end, if they are not careful, they will do a lot of the brain work, but never get the credit for it. So it's not just about the brain work. It's good to know the brain work, but it's good to also be able to say, I am able to do this. I went into an environment, all right, and I was having conversations with some people, and I need to teach you something today. Please, whatever you are doing, have the ability to communicate those things. See, even if you are good at it, but you cannot communicate it effectively, you will still lose it. Do you understand? Yes, you can be so good at your job. You can be so good. I mean, you can be able to think through everything that can solve a problem. But if you are not able to communicate it, you will still not be recognized. So, you must have a combination of talent and ability, credibility, ability to communicate as well. Now, everything I'm telling you, if I'm not able to communicate it effectively, then what's the whole point? Do you understand? This session is about how people are able to communicate and challenge you to be able to think differently. So, even in your units, departments, wherever it is that you are, first try to what in this space, how can I make a difference? Find a way to become head boy, class rep, student rep, whatever it is. First start with that one. Now when you are in that place, change things, leave a mark, start to collaborate, start to fix things. But even in all of that, communicate that I am the one that did it. Me, I did it. Now, it's not because you want to brag, but it's because your inability to effectively communicate your results, all right, will not change anything for you. You know, the truth is that sometimes some people have done something and other people got the credit for it. The ones that know how to communicate get the credit for the ones that know how to think. So thinking is good, but communication is even more important. Now, the reason why I'm still in marketing and corporate comms, even though I could have left, is because you know what? I realize the value of communication. It helps you to build your reputation. Even banks, the ability to communicate and speak and talk about what you want to achieve, what you want to do, helps them to see. Some banks, bank A, sometimes the difference between bank A and bank B, I'm not talking more about banks because that's the environment I've worked in. The difference between bank A and bank B sometimes is the ability for the MD or the people in that environment to talk. Now when I'm talking, I'm not saying verbally. Sometimes it's just even in visual representation of your ideas. Do you understand? One of the reasons why GT Bank is so strong is because if you look at their platforms, if you look at everything, it's always by speaking. Everything around them is speaking. If you go for their events, it's speaking. Do you get? Now, it doesn't mean it's a verbal communication, but everything around them is speaking. When they are doing food and drink, they will bombard you with a lot of information. You cannot miss it. They are speaking. So guess what? Your speaking might not be verbal, but make sure that you have the ability to communicate in any way, using any platform. Now, let's go to the next slide. I'm going to show you some people that I'm sure you are fully aware of. Storytelling is all part of communication and all of that stuff. Let's move on. People will remember the stories that you tell. Please go back. Most times, people will remember the stories that you tell. All right? So tell your stories before others tell it for you. All right? It just goes back to what I'm talking about. The things that you achieve, say it. Find a way to express it. Whether it's through your social media, TikTok, Instagram, whatever. If you're not the type of person that you are shy, you don't know how to talk in front of people, put it online, put it somewhere. Let your mark be seen. Let people be telling people, be sharing ideas. The world has gone viral, so you don't even know where somebody will pick up something to say, oh, is this person that really did this? But don't let your work, all right, be stolen by somebody else just because they know how to amplify things. Your ability to amplify, all right, is also a golden talent that you must learn. Next slide. Now, let me tell you something about where I was working. We realized that, you know what, people get bored when you start talking about banking products. If I tell you come and open an account, blah, 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 you just be like, you know what, I already have many accounts, I'm tired of this. But if I tell you to come and watch Indani TV, if I tell you about Accelerate, and you are watching other things that does not have to do with banking, but in a way you see them, all right, it's more interesting to you, right? It's more interesting than come and bank. If I tell you come for food and drink, when you come, at least we'll have 100 people that will give free 10,000 naira voucher. I'm telling a story. If I say come and shop come and learn about food, come and learn about different recipes and all that stuff. I'm telling a story. I'm not putting banking in your face. What I'm doing is I'm doing every other thing, all right, aside what you would naturally reject. So that instead of you rejecting it, I'm able to capture your attention. That's what storytelling is about. Now, if you look at Tunde, everybody plays chess. No, not everybody, but a lot of people play chess. So what's the big deal about him? What makes him special? What makes Hilda Bassi special? These people have been able to think about, oh, everybody does this. How do I do it in a way that the attention is now more on me and I begin to command the authority, all right, within that space? Okay? So one of the things you should tell yourself is, if I'm in my class and people mention my name, what will people think about? What will come to people's mind? Are you a problem solver? Are you a make it happen person? Are you someone that knows how to fix things? Are you someone that is dependable? All right? Do you have credibility? Now, credibility is not money. Do you have credibility? Now, credibility is that intangible thing. All right? Intangible, you can't see it. But when you say yes, your yes is yes. When you say you'll be at a certain place at a certain time, you are there at that time. When you say I will do this, you do it. And I'll tell you something, right? Just to buttress my point. Funny enough, guess what? Today is my daughter's birthday. Right?
Very too awesome. Very
But guess what? I said I was going to be here. Now, from here, I'm running home to take her out for dinner. But I said I was going to be here. That's credibility. It doesn't matter the situation. It doesn't matter the circumstance. It doesn't matter the requirement. If you say you are going to do something, no matter what it takes for you to do it, you must do it. That's what creates value. That's what creates credibility. That's what creates trust. I bet you some of you will see me in the next 5 years and you still remember some of the things that I'm saying. And I'm saying it confidently because I know. Because I prepared for today. I didn't take it for granted. And the same way I prepared for today is the same way I prepare for board meetings. It's the same way next week there's a meeting where the minister and some MDs will be, and I'll be emceeing that conference. The same way I'm preparing for that conference with the minister and MDs of banks, it's the same way I'll prepare for this. Because nothing is more important or less important than the other. Consistency. Do you understand me? Consistency. See, I wake up every day by 6 a.m. Every day. Every single day. Monday to Sunday. 6 a.m. Even when I'm on holiday, 6 a.m. You know why I do that? I don't want to waste any part of my day. I don't. As I said, I don't like to be in an environment that wastes my time. Now, the reason why I wake up every day is because I have a routine. Okay? And that routine is what will help your life in the future. See, if you are used to sleeping and you don't have a routine, or you are used to just doing things anyhow, anything just comes your way, you are not stable. When you are not stable, people can't trust you. See, when I was coming here, I was talking to Adepeju. Is that Adepeju? Yeah. I said, please, I'll be here by 4:15. I was running late. I sent a message again because I was feeling uncomfortable. I told my driver, please, let's try and make it on time for this thing. I picked my kids from school and I was like, should I take them home first or come here? But I also understand some priorities. So it was, let's balance the two. Apologized, dropped the kids, started heading here. Consistency, reliability, being trustworthy. What you say becomes what you do. There's no differentiation between your word and your person. All right? Your actions become your brand. As simple as that. Next slide. So you see these two people. I'm sure you recognize them.
Yes,
all right?
Yes, sir.
What do they stand for?
Excellent. Top notch.
I need you to answer. What do they stand for?
Value.
What else? Have you heard about Antonio Numeli's story?
Yes, sir.
How he started small? Recently, Mrs. Bukua Woshika told her story too. She started from, I think, Ife or Ibadan, University of Ibadan. You've heard of that story? A lot of the people that are doing great things didn't start great. They started small. A lot of them solved problems, but they were more consistent. Tony started from the bank. Then he bought, then to Transcorp, then to power, then to insurance, then to energy, and to all sorts of things, real estate, and you can name it. She started making furniture to becoming the chairman of several boards. All right? Started small, solved problems, stayed consistent, and after a while, they built trust. So now this man will go into any room and say, you know what? Borrow me money, I want to invest in this thing. And he invests in the thing, and people trust him with their money because they know that he will transform that business. Trust. But guess what? In all of these things that they are doing, I'm sure you follow him. Right?
Yes, sir.
He's always posting, right?
Yes, sir.
What do you think he's trying to do? You think it's all fun fair? Nothing must go to waste in your life. Nothing must go to waste in your life. The man is a big man. He's over 60. Right? He's posting. Now some people say, well, I'm not saying you should get so crazy on social media. Alright? But visibility is important. Visibility is a currency. Being present, all right, is crucial. And some people say, I don't like this, I'm not like this, this thing doesn't fit my lifestyle, I'm too tired, I don't want to show up. Visibility is important. I don't like to post. When you get to that age, don't post random nonsense. But if you post, if you go on my Instagram, on my feed, you see the things that I deliberately post. It has to be about career, family, or lifestyle. Simply because you want people to know you in that way. If you look at my bio, brand, marketing, a lot of those things, you want people to see you in a particular way. Do you understand? Tell your story. Don't let anybody tell it for you. Okay? Yes, tell your story. Don't let anybody tell your story. If your name was a company, think about it. Let me even say something about Precious. I think I've seen Precious just once or twice. All right? Outside Instagram. I've seen her just once or twice. But guess what? Because I follow her, I see the things that she does. I see how she's helping boys. I see how she's transforming the lives of several boys. And I'm excited about it. I'm persuaded to even support her. She didn't need to convince me twice for me to come. Busy as I am, I still made it here. People like that, when you now start thinking BoyCode and you think about her, something begins to resonate in your head. That this person is doing something that very few people are able to do successfully. Let's appreciate Precious for the wonderful work that she's doing. And every member of our team. Because trust me, it's not easy to do this consistently, time and time and time again. Getting a venue, gathering people, feeding, clothing, supporting, mentoring, getting a lot of us to come and spend time with you. It's not easy. I tried to change the date. I tried to judge. I wanted to come, but my schedule was just not working. I was meant to go to Abuja. I canceled it because I was like, okay, you know what? I want to support you and I don't want to miss the opportunity to be able to impact into people's lives. But more than even impacting into people's lives, there's a platform that I think is credible, which is BoyCode. It's a credible platform, and I think it deserves every support required. So this is a fantastic platform. Make the best of this opportunity. The people that you meet in this room today, you never can tell where they will be in the next 20 years. So don't take anyone for granted. Finally, your greatest asset is not the money in your account. Don't chase money. I tell my staff, see, everything is not about money. If all you are thinking about when you enter into a space is about the money you make, but you must make money. Make the money. Find a way to make money. Find a way that your value brings money to you. But money must not be what you are thinking about. Money must be secondary. All right? What is important is the reputation attached to your name through the value that you have been able to create, through the problems that you are able to solve, through the fact that you are consistent and you are credible. Create experiences. That means anybody that encounters you must encounter an experience. Okay? Build communities. That's why I said you don't know where the person sitting beside you will be in the next 20 years. Empower people. It's very, very important. Look at the person beside you or to the next and tell them, how do I empower you? What can I do to make your life better? And the last thing, earn trust. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir, for a very insightful session. So very quickly, we'd like to take 2 questions, please. 1, 2. Very quickly, please. Pass it.
Good afternoon, sir. My name is Festus. So when you mentioned something about reputation and all of that, I also ask about people that have, like, okay, you're not starting from beginning now, we're starting from someone that has a bad reputation already. How do you convince your people to understand that your reputation has changed, but like how do you make that happen in a very good way?
Okay, so the thing about reputation is this, yeah. It's like a seed. When you plant it, okay, good or bad. If you plant something, some people will say you have a bad reputation, right? It's like a seed, you plant it and it starts to grow. People start to see it, all right? And they begin to say this is good or this is bad, right? But you know that even a bad seed, all right, you can cut it, prune it, all right, treat it, all right, and then cut off all the things that are making it be bad. Sometimes you may even need to remove it from the environment it is and go and plant it in a different environment, because the environment might probably be what is creating that thing, all right, that is giving you that bad reputation. So sometimes think about it. And you see, you've seen people, and not to sound too spiritual, you've seen some people that you say that they were smoking weed, they were doing this, but they got to church and things happened and they changed, right? All right. You've seen even some murderers now, they will say yes, they used to. I mean, that's the extreme. But I'm just telling you that there's nobody that is so bad, all right, that cannot change. You see, it starts with the mind. And so I tell people, be careful what you feed into your mind. Be careful what you allow to get into your head. You see, your eyes, your ears, all right, they inform the decisions in your mind. Now, the decisions in your mind will influence your actions. So the first thing you should do is, what comes into my ears, the things that you are hearing, what am I seeing? Okay? Now, if you change what you see, change what you hear, it will change your mindset. Your mindset will change the outcome of your life. Do you understand? So sometimes, and there are different ways. Either you just have a different environment, or, and you see, don't give up on anybody. Never ever give up on anyone. I've seen people that started badly, but ended up like fantastically well. Do you understand? Just don't give up on anybody. Don't think that someone is too hard, too difficult to change. People change and you get wowed by their change. Do you understand? So it's not easy, but it's possible.
Thank you. Second question.
All right, thank you very much, sir. My name is Fikayomi. So, sir, when you were starting your journey from the way you said that from University of Lagos to this, to that, to that. So my question is this. I'm very sure that you have met people that they, like, while growing up, they have interest in so many things, and we can literally say that they have passion in some things, whether they are trying to like monetize it or not. So my exact question is like, what advice do you have for like boys like us that we literally like, because you said our passion, when we continue with our passion, we will not be able to tell where it to take us to in our journey of life. So how about people that have interest in so many things, and I don't know, you understand?
How would I put it in the best way? There are different types of people in this life, and you must know where you fall into, right? There are some people that will discover their talent very quickly in life. They already know this is what they want to do. Their brain is wired in a certain way, and somehow life and the environment helps them to shape the trajectory of their lives. All right, so it just becomes easy for them to be formed. Now there are some people that they have to try different things before they understand which one they enjoy doing. Now there is another set of people, they must do different things, and they will do those things successfully, all right, and they will still achieve results. The most important thing is this: think about the end results. And different people, they have different end results. Okay, now you might be the type that you know how to manage different things at the same time. Someone like Tony, he does different things. He's in real estate. He has at least 12 different businesses that he does: health, real estate, banking, all sorts of things. Now where I'm coming from, my former bank, I don't want to mention the name, he just focuses on one thing, the financial industry. You don't see him playing in different things, but guess what, the bank is still number 1 or number 2. Do you understand? The idea is not about think about yourself. What can I easily put together that will help me to achieve results? There are several times that people have told me to come and start a business, and I refused. Do you know why? I tried it one time, it failed, and I left it alone. That, you know what, I'm a corporate person, okay, but even within the corporate setting, I must find my way to be successful. That they will pay you salary, but you take that salary and invest it into something else, and invest it into something else, so that when you look at your life, all right, on the average, and you compare with your mate, you can't tell yourself that you are doing worse than your mate. Do you understand? Now your competition must not be with your mate, your competition must be with yourself, but you must have a reference point to be able to say, this is the average I must be in life. Do you understand? Now whether it is pulling different things together, or is focusing on one thing, okay, or trying different things to find out what your reading is, whatever it is, you must have that benchmark that no matter what happens, my life must be heading in this direction. I must have this type of results in my life. You know what I tell myself every year? I have a target. What are the things I want to do? Whether it's business, whether it's academic, whether it's career-wise, okay? Now I track it every month. Now I track it on a weekly basis. If I'm not meeting my target this week, I try to make up for it the next week. The idea is this: you must never get to the point where you settle in life. Do you understand?
Thank you very much. So we have one question from the people watching virtually. The question is from Gabriel Kachi. How can we control the things we see and hear when sometimes our environment and the things we see are not all encouraging?
So the things that we see and we hear, a lot of times we can change it, but people just sometimes, maybe you don't have the will, or maybe you are not motivated enough to be able to change that environment. The truth of the matter is this: I've heard all sorts of things about how people's lives change. Sometimes you have to be determined that no matter what happens, I cannot remain like this. There's nobody that I've met in life that doesn't want a better life. There's nobody. Even the rich, they still want a better. Why are the rich becoming richer? Why are they not satisfied? Because everybody wants. There's something that God has put in every man, that it causes them to seek for more. It's a natural thing. It's just like how you are hungry for food. It's a natural hunger, right? That same hunger for basic needs. The hunger for food is the same hunger for basic needs. Now when you think about your basic needs, it will tell you something to move. Now also, there's timing. There's a time where you don't even understand what's happening around you, okay? And that's where you don't have control about it. When you are young, things are happening that you can't change. But guess what? As you grow older, you begin to see things. You begin to watch things. There's nobody that doesn't have anybody that is better than him. Even Elon Musk has someone that is better than him. So it's when people say that, sometimes I feel like you are giving an excuse for why you are in the same position that you are in. when you look at the things happening around you, no matter how bad it is, how discouraging it is, you always find one example, okay, of someone that is succeeding in the midst of the challenge. That should be your reference point. Your reference point will not be the person that is remaining in that same spot, complaining about how bad it is. Your reference point should be the one that, in spite of it, so because that is the person that will motivate you to jump out of that nonsense that you are in. Let me tell you another story so that I don't take too much of your time. See, when I was in uni, I wasn't, in fact, I had 4 carryovers, year 1. Because I'm not, I need to put it in the way that you people will not look at me in a bad way next time. I'm not one of those academic people, but I'm sharp. So, you might not be those ones that read, that you have to read. You know, some people, they just flip through the pages and it sticks in their head. I must read it like 5 times before it will stay. Okay? Because academically, I'm not one of those people. So year 1, 4 carryovers. Year 2, 2 carryovers. So I had extra to make up for. But guess what? In year 3, I woke up. I said, you are going to spend an extra year or 2 in this place if you don't change this nonsense. Within the next 2 years, I quickly cleared all those things. In my 5th year, because I studied urban and regional planning, in my 5th year, okay, I almost made 2-1. But guess what? From 4 carryovers, 2 carryovers, almost making a 2-1. Because you can change your mind. You see, a lot of the things that we say, see, if I know that spending 1 hour is not enough for me to pass, and it will take me 5 hours for me to pass, that is my own headache that God has given me. So I will spend that 5 hours to meet up for the gap of the 1 hour that others do. Do you understand? See, there's a point where you get to, where you start to tell yourself something, that if you continue like this, your mates will be moving and you remain stagnant. That's why I say your reference point will not be the person that is having carryover and is enjoying it and is happy because he doesn't mind staying an extra year. Your reference point should be the person that said, me and you, we had carryover. You cleared your own. Why am I still here? So if you can clear it, let me to clear it now, so that all of us graduate at the same time. Do you understand? Everybody has a reference point. What is your reference point?
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. Please, let's be on our feet. So, sir, on behalf of the entire faculty at the Stella Academy and the boys of BoyCode 5.0, we just want to say thank you so much for pouring into us today, for spending time with us, for taking time out of your busy schedule to be with us here, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Please, let's put our hands together for him.
On behalf of the whole of BoyCode Africa, I want to say a very big thank you to you, sir, for making time for us here today, despite of your busy schedule. We want to give you this gift.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Alright guys, you know what we're doing, yeah?
Everybody, eyes to the camera, please.
So please let Mr. DJ feel the energy. Yeah, we know how we roll. Alright. Yeah. You know how we roll? Yes, sir. Okay, I'm moving on. Alright, one time. BoyCode! Africa! BoyCode! Africa! Mr. Gide! Thank you, Mr. Gide! Too low, that's too low. Thank you, Mr. Gide! Thank you, Mr. Gide! BoyCode! Africa! Alright, thank you. Round of applause.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir.
All right, all the best, guys.
sir. Just let him know. What are they doing now?
Wait, settle. Perfect. Or down.
I'm not sure you've been upstairs. Let me go to that.
Did we learn something?
Yes, sir.
Did we learn something?
Yes, sir.
Did we learn something?
Yes, sir.
Three people, raise your hand up and come and share what you learned. 1, 2, 3. Very quickly. Very quickly.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Clinton. All right, from what I learned here, we talked about the currency of reputation. And my key notes from here, because he shared a step on how we can build a reputation. He said that we should start small, solve a problem, stay consistent, build trust, and tell the story. So that is when you have talent. Talent can take you up there, but what keeps you there is reputation. And what builds reputation? That is character. And there are a lot of things he talked about. He said that the greatest asset is not in the money, because money is a secondary asset, but the reputation that is attached to your name. And for every session he gave us reflective questions that we can think on and we can ponder on. He asked questions like, when your name is a company, what do people say about it? That is reputation, because character is attached to your name. Thank you very much.
One clap for him. One clap for Clinton. One clap. What's the second person?
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Frederick Wisdom. So in summary, what stood out for me was the fact that you cannot just make it through God-given talent, but adding value, and also the fact that you don't have to compare yourself with others. Thank you.
One clap. One clap.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Akim. Mr. J spoke about the currency of reputation, and it's made me think back to one line from a movie. Your reputation precedes you, meaning your reputation will speak for you even before you enter the room. It precedes you. He also talked about visibility and presence, and how important it is, even though you have talent, you'd also make yourself visible, you'd also make yourself present. And lastly, one thing he said, one keynote I took from his speech was, the ones who knew how to communicate got the credit of the one who knows how to think. Thank you.
One clap for him. One clap. One clap. I need one more person.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Peniel. So what to say is that if you're able to enter a setting and you're able to create value and you leave, you enter another setting, you're able to create value and you leave, that's not a fluke. It just shows that you're someone that gives value, and that helps your reputation. So you shouldn't be a person that stay in a room and don't gain something, or you don't give value. That's waste of time. And you also mentioned you should work on your communication, just like you said. And the question that should be in your head is, what is your reference? Thank you.
One clap. One clap. One clap. So my question to all of you in this room now is, before you leave here on Saturday, what value would you give to yourself first of all, then to your brothers here with you? What value? Think about it. How are we feeling? How are we feeling?
Active.
How are we feeling?
Active.
Which group was in the kitchen last? Group 5. All your reps. Oh yeah, to the kitchen. Let's go very quickly. I'm giving you guys 1 minute. You are still here. 1 minute. Notes. Everybody, please note. When we are coming downstairs for sessions, I do not want to see your stress balls or your Rubik's cubes. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Some of you are getting distracted in the middle of sessions. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Use it in your free time, if you have free time. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Are we active?
Active.
Are we active?
Active.
What's the problem, Wazir? Eh? You should what? You should deliberate more on it. Yeah, come and collect my clothes and tell people what to do. You should deliberate more. Eh? Mm-hmm.
Are you going to allocate time for us to...
You will have time. Are we not the one that gave you? Are we not the one that gave you the task? Right, thank you, sir.
Just make do it wrong my side.
Let's stand up. It's funny, Abby. It's funny. What's your name? Eh? Eh? Yakub. Yakub, Shedrack. What's the other guy? Dosumu. Yakub, Shedrack, Dosumu. Are you part of them? Make up your mind, are you part of them? Is he part of you? Is he part of you? He's part of you, Abby. Yeah, what? 4 of you. 4 of you. You have 5 minutes with me, especially. Is that clear? Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
It's not clear to you, Abi. Dosumu. Dosumu is not clear to you. Very good. How are we feeling? How are we feeling? How are we feeling? So this is what we're gonna do. Right? Everybody gather your things. All the things you came here with, put them together in one place. If you brought a bag, put inside a bag. Where you going, sir? So where you go down? Where you go down?
That was what if they're ready, just let me know. I'll get to sort it out to down everything stuff on the car.
Okay. And they can go with you now. I need 2 volunteers, please. 1, 2. Oh yeah, follow him. Very quickly, very quickly, very quickly. On the job, let's go. Huh? Yeah. Have we gathered our things?
Yes, sir.
Now I need you guys to stack your chairs. Quietly. When I say let's bring? Sorry, which group has that plate cover? Which group has that plate cover? Bring it. Shebi people eat. You have dinner, Abi. Want to go and buy super glue? Who are you? Who are you? Are you at home? You was? Eh? Who was calling you? Have we stacked our chairs? Move back, move back. People are coming too close to me. Why? Why? It was what? Yeah, still carrying it. I said why? One thing Mr. J just taught you now is what? Communication skills. You must be able to communicate, yes or no? Yes, sir. Communicate. Why? It was what? Was curved. So that's the reason why I picked it up. Is this your father's house? Hmm? Are you at home? So why? How are we feeling? Active. How are we feeling? Active. Well, this is what we're going to do. Alright? Right now you're going to be taking your headshots. You guys play so much games. I watch so many movies. Who knows what a headshot is? Explain to everybody. Sniper Abby. How many minutes tomorrow morning do you have with me? How many minutes tomorrow morning do you have with me? 35. 35. 35, are we?
Yes,
I think this is what we're gonna do. Where do you want to set up?
yeah, because it's fun, yeah.
And like where exactly? Like against the wall or like in the middle?
Like from that wall to like this curtain, like long.
You get back up.
No, I do use light at black room. So
Yeah.
you stand in front of the lights.
Okay. So this is what we're gonna do. 35 divided by 2. 17.5. So we're gonna do 17.5 this evening. And then we'll continue the remaining 17.5 tomorrow morning. It can always increase. Are we aware?
Yes, sir.
School 2, continue. Continue. Add 10. What's your name? Eh? Hamid. What's your name? Importer. Eh? Emmanuel. There are the reasons why you guys have extra 10. Did I tell you to sit down? Why did you sit down? You're more important than everybody. You're bigger than the group. Yes. So why did you sit down? Eh? What did you say? I will not ask again. The stacked chairs, let's move on to this corner. The stacked chairs, move them to this corner. Please note, we're going to do the headshots in groups. So all the guys in group 1 are going first. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
If you are not group 1, head upstairs quietly and gently. Drop your things, relax. You are taking your headshots with these shirts. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
God should help the group 1 member that I see upstairs. Where's the escalator?